Hi, it's Therese and I'm here for Altenew today and going to be stamping a very clean and simple masculine card, and I'm using this Bottleful of set, and I just love the fonts in this set. I love that some of them have sort of a filled in center of the words. It's a really fun font. So I'm working on my card front and just stamped out the outline bottle with some dark chocolate crisp ink. It's one of the Altenew inks and they work really well with Prismacolor pencils. And what I'm doing now is just adding my colours. I'm literally just colouring my pencils directly onto the front of the bottle. I use heaps of colours. I added lots of layers. I blended it with my Gamsol in between until I was happy sort of with the look that I was going for. So what I'm going to do now is leave you with the colouring. If you do want to know the names of the colours that I use, they're listed over at my blog and the link will be in the YouTube description below. But for now, I'll leave you with the colouring and I'll be back when it's almost done. So I wanted to add a little bit of shadow to make it look like I had some bubbles of water on the outside of the bottle. You know when a bottle's cold, you get those water bubbles on the outside? I was trying to recreate that and it kind of didn't really work very well, but I'll show you how I fix it in the end. But for now, I'm adding some shadows. I'm adding some bubbles out the top of the bottle. And then I decided to use my white gel pen, and I'm kind of not really happy with that, how that turned out, but I'll get back to that in a minute. Alright, so I've created my own BG11 cardstock here, and I'm going to stamp out a speech bubble. So I don't actually have a speech bubble that will fit this very well, but this is actually one of the sentiments I was telling you about. Awesome, fun font, great for masculine design. And this stamp set has these sort of bottle labels as well. So what I've done here is actually just masked off a little section of the label, stamped it out with some black ink, and then fussy cutting it directly right up to where the ink was stamped. And just to make it look like I've cut it out perfectly, I'm adding a black marker around the edge of that. I decided to make the bubbles that came out of the top of the bottle sparkly. So I've got my quickie glue pen and adding some really fine Prisma glitter to that. And it was as simple as just adding a couple of foam squares behind the sentiment. And like I said, I wasn't happy with the white bubbles on the outside of the bottle, so what I decided to do was get rid of them, and that was easier than I thought. Actually, I simply just used my blending stump and rubbed them off, added a little bit more pencil, and then decided to go with the glossy accents instead. So I add a few of these to the card. When you add the glossy accents, it does kind of look like the glue's opaque when it's wet, but just to be aware that once it does dry, it will dry clear and be rock solid too. I love this stuff. So that's pretty much it for my card today. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back again real soon. Till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.